welcome to the Super Arcade Show.
It's gonna be so bad.
Hello, everyone. That's supposed to be on this picture.
What?
Actually, no, that picture. Hello, everyone.
I like how it came into me saying about there's going to be riots.
I muted it. It was actually just Sam going, "It's going to be bad. It's going to be so bad." That was the first sound they heard on the stream there.
That's a really good thing for our. What are the new things at Arcade? And I'm going, it's going to be so bad.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's Super Arcade Show with myself, with Nadia, with Sam, and with Lewis.
Andrew, I'm going to have to ask you to take that again, because there's been previous times where you've said it in such a vibrant and enthusiastic manner, and I don't want that to stop just because we're coming back, baby.
I'm sorry.
So you need to say show the same way you said show the last several weeks. Are you ready? Are you ready, kids?
Oh, my headphones. Welcome to the Super Arcade Show!
I forgot what was coming.
I was a bit Mario there, sorry. It's me, Andrew. I'm joined by It's Nadia. I'm joined by It's Sam and It's Louise. Hello, everyone. Welcome into this week's Super Arcade
I'm so
Show.
glad Discord cut you out.
This is our weekly talk show, but this week is a little different from usual.
This week we're doing
we're doing a mukbang. No, sorry, Sam. Sorry. This week's a little different as we've announced something big, and that is the reopening of R-CADE Glasgow in Scotland. And so we're going to be focusing on that today, answering everyone's questions about the reopening, all the information for you. And doing a bit of reminiscing, actually, I think, over everything that's happened over the last sort of 18 months. On top of that, going back to maybe going down some memory road with some old arcade memories as well.
Road?
That's right.
You mean the lane?
Memory Road. It's a big.
It's bigger. It's too big. Yeah, there's so many
bigger.
memories. So many memories.
That means we're going to be giving you the
It's got 2 lanes
lowdown.
of traffic.
We're going to be giving you the lowdown and the skimmy on everything you need to know about the grand reopening this weekend. You can ask us questions, drop those in the chat right now if you're watching us live, and we'll answer them at the end of the show. We're also going to be letting you know how things have changed a little bit throughout Arcade as we come back, and we're also going to be, as Andrew said, taking a wind down memory highway and just embracing all the things that we're leaving behind.
We're also joined by this freak of nature.
Oh, God!
Does it have a name? That's why I haven't asked you.
Yeah, Tabby-Nathy.
Abernathy.
No, Tabby-Nathy.
It's like a tabernacle.
It's a tabby cat.
It
Tabernacle's
looks
a thing
like
in a church.
I know. I was like,
it looks like the bounty hunter from Rick and Morty. The face design. Sorry, this is a
It
bad
also
reference.
looks a bit like Catbug.
Catbug.
cat
I need
bug.
brownies.
Cat bug. Hello, little cat bug.
It's my new cuddle companion. It's quite comfy.
Life is
To
lonely.
go along with the giant
lonely for
hamster
Nadia.
that I've got.
With that,
it's lonely
Giant
times.
hamster.
as much
I'm a
as
giant
things
hamster.
change, so many other things stay the same. And with that being said, Nadia, since you're already complaining, no, the opposite, bragging about your catbug, let us know how your week's been. Since we last
Not
saw
very
you.
much. I had sushi on
Sunday.
what day did we meet?
Sunday.
Sunday.
We haven't seen each other for a week. But Sunday.
Sunday.
I had sushi on Sunday for the first time in a long time.
For the first time in forever.
So good.
So
Also I saw these losers in real life.
Excuse me. Thanks.
I can't believe you would say that, but the other guy's me. I can understand.
I believe you'd say that about your employer.
I know, right?
Oh,
Everything we've
jeez.
established over this long lockdown is that the boundaries are gone.
Boundaries?
There weren't many.
There wasn't many to begin with. What else have I done? I successfully got a little Sealy thing in Genshin, but I don't know if that was done before. I haven't played Genshin since.
Really?
But yeah, because I was doing a
believe
load
that.
of stuff and then I was like, I'll take a break from it.
Don't believe that. for a
I
second.
only log in to get my Prima Gems.
You're fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I'm very much. I've done very little. Could buy snacks. I got my face lasered today.
Okay.
I mean, I've not got superpowers yet, but it's removing my mustache, so
Cool.
That's a superpower.
it works.
I don't know. I imagined one giant laser beam the size of your face just hitting you in the face. I don't know why I imagined that.
Oh, no, no, it was a very, it's like a bar of lasers, and it goes zip, 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 and somewhat suffocates me as it goes because it blasts cold air at you while it's doing it, so that the skin doesn't overheat. And they're just like, now take a breath and hold it as we suffocate you.
Nice.
That was
Nice.
fun.
Thanks, Mitch, for popping that in the chat.
Lewis, how's your week been?
My week has been good because I turned 23.
Woo!
You're feeling 23.
Oh, it's all
Good age.
downhill from here.
Good
Growing
age.
old.
Good age.
That
Going
officially
away.
means that for now, Lewis is 2 years older than me.
I would probably say that growing older is my biggest fear.
Oh yeah,
There
I'm
you
full
go.
of anxiety about it. Don't worry.
Yeah, there you go.
I
But
fear
yeah,
the cold embrace of death.
I take
to
a
celebrate
also-
the fact.
I
Also
took a
heights.
Peter Pan Lost
There you
Boys kind of take on it. I try to, just never grow old.
Your fear is Peter Pan and the Lost Boys?
Iconic! Thank
Those
you
are-
so
I mean, Peter
much.
Pan used
Scary.
to kill the Lost Boys that aged out, so I'd be scared.
I'm scared too. But yeah, so that's what happened this week. I went to celebrate that fact. I went to a rage room yesterday, and
Tell us about what you raged upon.
I raged upon
machine?
cups. I raged upon machines. TV got absolutely flapped.
How did you TV? Did you go top and then glass, or glass and then?
Was it an LCD or a CRT?
It was an LCD, so it wasn't as satisfying as But I couldn't. I don't know if I could bring myself to do that to CRT.
I also think a CRT is more dangerous to smash, so they probably wouldn't let you.
Oh, dude, I smashed so much more than that. Like, I smashed plates, we got to pitch. I was with Megan, my partner, and we got to pitch cups at each other and then swing the bat.
Nice.
That was
nice.
good. I would probably say the baseball bat was my favorite weapon of choice, but then probably the crowbar.
Ooh.
Now,
Sorry, Joker.
correct me if I'm wrong here. And I feel like the rest of the arcade crew will agree with me. Anybody else feel like out of all of us, Lewis is the one you'd least expect to go to a rage room?
No, he is the most I'd expect
he's the
because I
most,
think
yeah.
he pushes it and smishes it
holds
all
it
the way
in,
down.
It's like a
very
ball of.
internal.
So he's actually the one I think is most likely to go on a rampage at some point.
It's true. It's very true.
Thanks, guys. Round faith. And then
I
after
let the
that,
negative out, you don't.
after that, I went to Pickle Ginger. I got
nice. Nice.
gyoza.
Nice.
And that was
Very
so
nice.
good. So good.
Good.
I
But
agree with
that's-
these choices.
It's been my week, smashing things and eating good food. How about you, Sam?
I've done nothing because we've got to get on to the shop reopening this weekend.
Oh.
Andrew, how's your week been?
I've also done nothing. I've done nothing at all. Not a thing. Not a single thing. I've been lying on my lazy buttocks for the last.
Well, that's
7
perfectly
days.
fine because you're going to be super busy come this weekend. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time where Sam transitions us forcibly to talking about the fact that we're reopening this weekend. We've got 45 minutes and we've got a lot of wonderful arcade content to get through. Michelle's already put it in chat. I'm going to say it again. If you have any questions you want answered about how the shop is reopening, what we're planning to do when the shop comes back, drop them in the Discord. Well, yeah, you could drop them in the Discord
them
chat.
in there.
Primarily drop them in the Twitch chat. We'll grab them. We'll answer some of them at the end. Very quick, very fast. You'll see it popping up in the middle of the screen while you're watching the show. You've got our opening times and days of the week that arcade is open. But just to absolutely confirm them for the beautiful people that are watching us live, and those of you who watch back later on, Arcade Glasgow will be open going forward for the time being, Friday, Saturday and Sunday from 12 p.m. till 8 p.m. We will be having 1 hour arcade game slot times, but you can only take advantage of those if you book in advance at the link that I've just dropped into the chat. If you go there, you can book your 1 hour time slot. You must show up at the time that you've booked for. Your time does not start when you arrive. Your time starts when it's time. So that's just the very base stuff. We'll get into more later, but the most important thing to remember is arcade is the place where it happens. What's it? Well, you'll have to find out.
And if you're watching this or listening to this after the fact that we've done this, the link can be found. Well, you just go to our website.
Thank you. Yes, that is a
Hello.
that is a thing. But Andrew's already put it in the middle, so just, again, the most important part, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12 till 8, 1 hour gaming sessions. You can book them online.
Yeah.
We also have our retail space, which will be open to the public. That is available for walk-in, but the arcade section is not. You can also purchase things online and collect them in store or have them delivered to you if you do not live in the city of Glasgow.
On that Dogaketa, I would like to double check. Do we still have on our website a list of our entire games collection?
No. We have the old list.
We have the old list.
I have been buying a lot of games over the last 18 months, so there's actually probably an extra 300, maybe 400 games that we didn't have previously, so I haven't added them in.
So basically, this is me getting ahead of Michelle as well there, which is, for those of you that don't know what games you want to play and haven't seen our list before and don't want to be paralysed with indecision when you come for your 1 hour time slot, you can head to our website and at least see our old list so you have a greater idea of what we've got on offer.
But most importantly,
there you go.
right now, we'll get into all the specifics later, but most importantly right now, because if for any reason you need to leave before we finish the stream, the most important thing is booking online, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12 till 8 p.m. That's the most important thing right now. We'll talk about more stuff later on, including the fact that one of us is probably going to have to spend most of our time in shop cataloguing all those new games. But for now, I just want to ask you guys, what are you most excited for about reopening? We can go through the same order, or we can go reverse order from what we did. Yeah, we'll do a reverse order from introducing ourselves with how our week's on. So Andrew, what are you most excited for reopening?
Real Phil.
What was that?
Nadia saw
Okay,
a poltergeist.
I was leaning, got a pen under my desk and I was leaning against it and it slipped and I went. Anyway, continue on.
Nadia almost died. Not me, touch his nose. I heard it. Yeah, me too. I'm not doing the cataloguing. In fact, I'll probably have to do the cataloguing considering.
I like cataloguing.
I like cataloguing.
I like cats.
Actually, I can show one of the games that we have that we didn't have before. It is Hello Kitty Mission Rescue for the original Xbox.
Hello Kitty.
Look at this.
Missionary Rescue.
Ew. So yeah, that's
I will play.
So many games. I just hit my microphone. Thing I'm most looking forward to. I don't know. Just recommending games to people that they haven't ever played before, like chatting to people, and then they say a few games that they like, and then just for my encyclopedic Wikipedia knowledge of games, just going, you might like this, and then chucking it on, and then they trying it, and then telling me, no, this sucks. Please don't ever give me recommendations ever again. Yeah.
Who likes games?
Just the chat, just being able to talk to people about video games again. And not that I've stopped doing that, but just being able to recommend games, and then that instant gratification of getting somebody to play a game they've never played before, and them either enjoying it or not, whatever. That's the thing I'm looking forward to most. Sam, what about you?
The thing that came to mind on the topic of getting to see people interact with the general public again is the triumphant return, I suspect, of Things Heard in Arcade, our award-winning Twitter series, soon to be turned into our award-winning TikTok series. So many amazing things have been said in the shop over the 3 years that it's been around. I look forward to that tradition continuing, and me as our roaming reporter being the one that gets to document it. I think, because we've been in this online space, we haven't been blessed with the opportunity to interact with as many families as we usually get to, which is always super fun. Seeing parents introduce their kids to games they've played when they were growing up, watching first dates happen, watching introductions to parents happen
on a date.
All these things are just the most amazing things, and I look forward to people watching. You will be watched. But Things Heard in Arcade, triumphant return. I'm excited. Lewis?
Honestly, I'd probably say the absolute passion of other people when they come into the shop, and just meeting new people. Like, you get talking to somebody, and they are maybe from a completely different country. They've traveled a big distance getting to hear their story, and then they're like, "This place is awesome," and then that in turn makes them awesome. So meeting awesome people, I'd probably say, is the biggest thing I'm looking forward to the arcade. Come back. Nadia?
Having to learn people's names again.
You're looking forward to that.
Not even because it's going to be a
He
really
loves catalog.
yeah, it's going to be really funny because people are going to be like, "Oh, I'm such and such." I'm like, "Yeah, but what were you online?" And then they'll go, "Oh, this." I'm like, "Well, that's all you're going to be known to me as for the rest of your life." My brain has space for one name, and it's already been taken.
Okay, I swear to God, if you introduce yourself as anything other than your screen name.
Like, we know what you look like, but we're still not gonna. We're just gonna ignore you.
I think officially we do
they
need
can-
to at
they
least
can
get
away.
ourselves for the prompt to prompt other people. We should at least get ourselves "Hi, my name is" tags.
Yeah, we just have a roll of sticky tags and just like stab them. I'm like, what's your name? Put it there. Because it's bad enough
there.
before. Because I like people can vouch for this. Is that like people I'd been talking to for like weeks every time they came in, and then they would say, "Oh yeah, put me in for like an hour," and I go, "Okay," and then I'd go write their name on the board, and I'd have to shuffle over to Andy and just be like, "What was their name again?"
Well, I always
Which
like
was
groups.
always funnier because then Andy would turn around and go, "I can't remember either."
Oh,
That
we can't-
actually-
we don't do that anymore.
I was going to
We
say
can't do- we're
I
not doing that.
was going to say looking forward to the return of team names was going to be a thing, but we're not going to have team names
Well, for now.
for now.
No.
So
You know,
that's a future looking forward to, definitely.
yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were meaning people not knowing your name because
No.
I'm still Fraser to some people that come in.
This is true. This is
So-
true.
I was going to introduce
Brendan
myself as
Fraser.
Feral, and they're just like, "Is that like a description of yourself or a name?" And I'm just like, "You can take the risk."
I'll never forget one of my favorite team names was the people who should have been at a conference. Do you remember that one, Sam?
Yes.
We should have been we were supposed to be at a conference was the team name for a group of 4 people that came in who weren't supposed to be in arcade at that point.
I forgot until right now my tradition of just asking little kids their favorite kind of pasta.
Yeah.
It's favorite color and favorite pasta.
Yeah.
I
Favorite
pasta
dinosaur.
I did pasta and dinosaur.
Yeah, all of these work. Just ask people like non sequiturs, and it tends to move the process along a little bit.
That's true.
Or
Leah.
there's several team I don't knows.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
always
We always
fun.
had one a day, at least one a day.
What's your team name? I don't know. I
I don't know. Yes,
there we
perfect
go.
team name. You're the first one of the day.
I miss the pageantry. That we brought
And
to
then
this
the
job.
the younger kids would be so amused by it. The adults would be amused by it. The teens in between were never really that amused by it. They were just like,
I
"Oh,
think-
right, okay."
I
just,
think
like,
they were just really
Deal
dazed
with
and
it.
confused.
I think that's just the way they are.
Phil?
You can't really do anything
yeah.
about that. Can't really.
So do you
Well,
know
I
where you
spent-
are? No, okay.
This is the only tangent for the show. We're not allowed any others. Was out for dinner
Sure.
with my mum and dad at the weekend, and we had to wait to get indoors. And so my dad took his position as doorman and just held the door open for anyone that was leaving. And everyone said thank you, apart from a family of 4. The mum, dad, and youngest child all said thank you, and then the teenage daughter just stared straight ahead and walked past him.
It's true.
So tradition. Is there anything else you guys are looking forward to returning when we also return this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 12 till 8 at 146 Saltmarket?
Leaving my house on a regular basis?
At least once a week. Actually, that's one of the things on our list. You're not even going to be there for the first couple of weeks. So,
No, I'm not gonna be there for the first week. I'm there the second.
sorry.
Oh,
I've got.
God, Sam, it's like you don't even know me.
I don't.
I've got
Fiona.
I've got a double whammy of things to look forward to because I have this place to work on as well after we reopen. So, oh, Tunky, thank you so much for the follow.
I read that as tuna something.
Because we can read.
Tunky.
I appreciate that Andrew's just admitted there that he just won't be in the shop.
Lucha, hello Lucha, and thank you for the host as well, Lucha Freddy. Thank you so much. Our Canadian brother from another continent. I don't know how that was going. Anyway,
another
thanks,
mother
Lucha.
Earth place.
No, he's in the same Mother Earth. He's just in the
It's true.
slightly
it's true.
more northern one.
It's true.
And you said you had a double whammy, so you're excited that you're getting to work in the new office space?
I'm English, I know, but you're in Canada, but you're from the land below.
Oh, Canada.
That makes sense. I don't know.
The line down under.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to reopening Arcade, and then once that's all settled, I'll be able to, or hopefully just next week, hopefully I'll be able to get into this office and start working on things properly here, because I've still got so much to do.
I've thought of another thing I'm looking forward to. That me and Lewis might actually be on our shift together at some point.
Exactly.
We might trust you. Actually, that might still not be likely.
Just
No,
leave it,
if one of you guys are.
yeah, me, Nadia, Sam.
But we're only
the
doing,
young team.
like, again, we're just going to drop little bits and pieces about all the things that are going on in the shop. We're only doing 2 staff members at any one time.
That's the whole point. But we might need
Why?
3 if say there's something. I don't know. We'll find out after this weekend whether or not 2 people's going to work or not. I mean, you guys are opening up Arcade 2 next door, aren't you? That's what's happening, isn't it? That's
I think the Chinese place might distribute.
Pop Yum.
We're actually opening Arcade 2 upstairs.
Oh, thank you so much, Lucha. Thank you. If anybody has any questions, remember, drop them in the chat. Sam will
questions?
Sam will collect them. If you
Make them as stupid as you physically want.
you want to drop
does
them,
not matter to me.
drop
Or
them in the Discord as well.
informative, as you so
Please
wish.
feel free. You can join our Discord by following this link.
Arcade
There you
2
go.
and floor.
Speaking of informative,
nice.
Quick reminder of some of the things that are still missing from Arcade as we try to adjust ourselves to our own COVID restrictions and the existing government guidelines. There are some things that will not be returning at the moment. As Andrew said, there is a future return in the pipeline at some point.
Yep.
We just don't exactly know when that is. So there's some things that will still be missing for now. There was something that Nadia just made a joke about. I was like, that's all. Oh no, it was the Arcade 2. I mean, we can talk about that later. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But for now, Andrew, if you want to give us a couple of things that are still going to be missing from Arcade when we do come back this weekend, and for the short-term foreseeable future.
Yeah, so I mean, the basic way that Arcades works is going to be different right now. Obviously, social distancing is off now, so basically you don't have to maintain a social distance. I would still advise you do. Obviously, I personally prefer to do it as well, but because of that, we've changed how things work in Arcade. So usually there would be 2 sides to Arcade. There would be the cafe side and there would be the arcade side. The arcade side, you would have to pay for a pass. That would give you a length of time that you could then play any of the video games you want from our catalogue. And the cafe side was an area where you could just hang out with like-minded people and chill and make new friends. But unfortunately, because of the way things are at the moment, and because things still aren't back to the safe way it was previously, we have taken away the cafe side. So there's no cafe. Instead, what I've done is I've built a retail area at the front, so you'll be able to pop in at any time between 12 and 8 on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you'll be able to buy merchandise, you'll be able to buy snacks and drinks, you'll be able to buy video games, consoles, handhelds, all sorts of really cool stuff. So you can just pop in, say hello, buy some stuff. I don't know what that was. Sorry.
Swedish accent. Say hello in a Swedish accent.
Hello, I'm here to buy things. No.
Some of the
Your persona? So yeah, you'll be able to pop into the retail area at any time, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, from 12 till 8 to buy some stuff, say hello, and then pop back out again. So that's kind of like a jump in, jump out kind of thing. And what we've done is what used to be the cafe side, we've halved it out. So half of it's retail, but then the other half we've expanded the arcade into. So there's more consoles and more. Basically more TVs, more screens to play on. To get access to that, you have to book in advance. And as I say, there's more consoles. So I've added the Atari Jaguar to the availability, which actually you 3 did not see on Sunday because I hadn't done it yet.
I did see it, but it was behind the bar.
It was hidden, yes, that's right. So the Atari Jaguar's out. Mega CD has also been added. Bri will be very happy about that. I'm gonna have to get some games now. But yeah, there's more screens and there's more consoles in the arcade side. So no cafe. Basically, book your pass. You'll get an hour to play video games, and then we kick you back out. Just to sort of make things more basically safer for everybody, to keep things controlled, and oh yeah, we have a cool tabletop arcade machine as well, Michelle. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it didn't show us anything to do with it. We just put on it.
That's fine. We can
We just had lunch on it.
yeah, I'll show you that later.
Existed.
So yeah, we've got a really cool tabletop arcade with like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Space Invaders, that kind of stuff on it. So you can get used to that too.
In terms of the specific section of talking about the nose, as I've been referring, like the things that we don't have. To your point, it's like there's no hanging about.
Yeah, basically,
sadly.
it's to try and keep things safe and controlled. We're also basically no walk-ins. So if you do want to have some time in the video game arcade, you do need to book in advance through the website. That kind of restricts us then in terms of doing events as well. So things like late, where it was like over 18 specific or orientated events that we did late night, or Guitar Hero nights, SingStar, karaoke, quiz nights, that kind of thing. They're off the table at the moment, unfortunately. Not to say that they won't be back in the future, but at the moment we're just not able to do it. So no cafe, no hanging about, in and out, buy your stuff, get it, or book your arcade pass in advance, and we're not doing any events at the moment. You can, however, still book private parties if you wish, and to do that, also go to our website, arcadeglasgow.com/book online. I think that's everything that we don't do now, Sam.
Those are all the things we don't. These are the don'ts. It's just to like go through the very basics to start off with. We will throw all the information at you in a second, I promise. But for now, the important things are, as we already said, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12 till 8, and then all the things that Andrew just listed there. No cafes. No cafes? No cafes! The cafe is no longer in service for the time being. No lates, no walk-ins, no special events. However, private bookings can still happen. You can find those on the website as well. Lewis, what were you about to say?
I was just continuing what you were saying, adding on. So no lates, no shoes, no shirt, no service.
And also a lot of the information that we'll be giving you today, all the most important things, you will also be able to see on our website as well, just in case you need a bit of a reminder of any details we give you today.
Under the blog section.
Indeed.
The lovely blog section, what Michelle handles.
One of the biggest things we're losing actually is because there's no cafe. No, you're fired. No, because there's no cafe, that means no noodles. Unfortunately, no gyoza. No nudes, no gyoza. Unfortunately,
no food or drink will be consumed
whatsoever.
in store at all. Again, this is like, because we aren't doing it, it creates a slight issue, but then also the additional thing of we just want to make sure everyone is as safe as possible, and so we will get into it later, but masks are a priority for us in store, and it would be unfair to say masks are priority and then be like, but you can slurp some nudes in our not very large store space. So sadly, at the moment, no cafe space, no nudes, no beveraginos, as the kids say these days.
So yeah, no food and drink in arcade.
Yeah, you can step outside to take a drink or a bite of something, but again, that's outside of the shop.
Yeah,
we're not monsters.
With the cafe going away as well, another thing that's going away is the board games. But that again, for now,
indeed,
we don't have a table.
Sure.
We don't have a table. You can't do board game if no table.
We sacrificed. We used to have a giant sort of community table where everyone would sit and play board games, and we had the most, or we still have, but we're just not able to use it. We have the most amazing board game collection for you guys to use in the future, but that won't be coming back until a little later, unfortunately.
Again, nothing's. Lewis said there with the cafe going away. It's not forever. Right?
Yeah, I did say at the end of that.
Baby steps. Baby steps.
The ideal is that soon. Don't know when soon, but ideally soon, we can bring arcade back to how it was. But for now, work with us.
Yeah, we are going to be reviewing it on a month-to-month basis just to see how everything else is going in the entire city, country, world, and then we'll edit as we go along if things need to be done or pushed back or anything like that.
Absolutely. Now, before we throw all the information at you, we want to go over a little bit of what we're going to miss, actually. I know the last year and a half has been hell on earth for some people. It's not been the most enjoyable time, but that doesn't mean that there hasn't been silver linings in the playbook of life. And for us, we've had a lot of good times in our little online sphere. So we're just going to go through our little arcade crew again. And I'm going to pick arbitrarily to just talk about some of our favourite things that have happened in the lockdown era of arcade. So Lewis, I'm going to you very first. What's some things that you've enjoyed about the last year and a half? What have you been your silver linings? What are you going to miss doing on a regular basis as part of Arcade Online?
Community games nights is a big one. Like when we all used to get together, play in hospital Spaceman.
That's
so
unfortunate,
good.
Spaceman. For those of you who don't know what it is.
Yeah, it was really good hearing Sean scream his lungs out in the middle of the night because he got attacked by the monster.
Yeah, but it would also
Or-
be like you wouldn't hear just us scream. It would be
No. Yeah.
I love proximity chat, man. It's the best thing ever.
That so good. Another thing I've loved is the clubs. Throughout lockdown, I just feel like they've been a really good place for everyone to get together. I'd probably say a not good thing about lockdown that I remember is getting being bald.
You
Oh
bought it
yeah.
by the girlfriend.
Yeah.
I think I will
Thankfully,
say
it's all back.
not all of the clubs are dispersing just because we're coming back into the shop. I'm
Yep.
still going to be, at least on a personal note, the Discord is still going to be active and exist. You can still chat to us. We know we've got so many friends all over the world who can't get to us regularly. And with our streaming numbers dropping down a huge amount going forward because we've just got other financial priorities, this is the best way for you to be able to chat to us in an online space. And in that, I've really enjoyed doing all the wrestling community stuff. So that's still definitely going ahead. Probably Mondays, definitely for big events. We're going to do watch-alongs. And me, Nadia, and Tony still have to give out the very first annual Rumblies.
Yes.
So we've got to get to that in November.
Still sounds like a
I-
cereal. Still
I
sounds like a
still plan-
cereal.
Yeah, I still plan to continue with Anime Club. Whether it will still exist on a Sunday night, it might move to a different night of the week, purely because we will be open till 8 on Sundays. I don't know, but we will find out. We'll figure it out. We'll establish it, whatever happens. Okay.
Lucha,
And film club.
Lucha. I think
They
you
changed
know
it
you
as
know
well.
what a wrestling is better than anyone. Lucha, for goodness sake. No, in terms of like Mish just said, online content and Discord community stuff, we'll still continue. I've got this office for a reason, and that is to be able to do that stuff. So hopefully, my online output has been diminished over the last month or so because we've been preparing arcades to reopen. But once it is open, then I will have the opportunity to go back and do my afternoon streams again, which I've been dying to do. So hopefully in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I will be back. And my streaming schedule will be like stronger than ever. Yeah, exactly. So look forward to that.
On that, also still going to exist will be our Patreon account where you can join us and get loads of bonuses, which will also now be bonuses you can use in store, discounts on merchandise, and up to 2 free hours of game time on a monthly basis.
Yes, that's actually something.
So
I
it
want to talk
literally
about.
pays to be a patron.
Yeah.
We could talk about that more extensively. I just wanted to remind that is a thing that exists.
That
We
exists.
can talk about it maybe later rather than the things we're going to miss. But that is still going to be there. Your contributions are still going to be rewarded for doing that. But in terms of something I'm going to miss, and because it ties into this quick conversation about streaming, I'm going to miss Arcade 2. Our sister channel that I'm currently messaging into the chat with will sadly be disbanding at the end of this month. We know that there are some wonderful people who are subs to that channel because they want to support Arcade in every single way that they possibly can. They want to join us in this little lovely online community through every single avenue. Because of that, even though Arcade 2 will be dissolving at the end of this month, we have made sure that it'll be at the end of this month. So you still have this week's worth of streams and next week's worth of streams to check out what we're doing. That means a stream Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from me, Nadia, and Lewis, and our friend twitch.tv/Totana. But we aren't sure. None of us have ever closed a Twitch account before, so we're not sure how it's going to happen when it comes to Twitch subs that are currently active. But just be aware that at the end of this month, Arcade 2 will no longer exist. So if you have a sub and you're worried that there might be some sort of rollover complications, you can cancel it anytime over the next 2 weeks. We won't be upset, but we're making sure you get your money's worth as someone who's already paid for this month.
Because unfortunately, we're going to hold Arcade 2 under the water until it stops kicking. and then it's gone.
Under the hot
That
tub
also
water.
means-
That's what you mean. Yeah.
That also means that occasionally you'll see the three of us on the Arcade Glasgow channel. And I've enjoyed all the streaming we've done over the last year. You know, it's not something I'd ever thought about doing. I didn't think it was for me, but I wouldn't be going to do what I'm going to be doing in further education if we hadn't started doing streaming.
No,
Because it's given me a
this
lot
is
of confidence with presenting and communication of information and
mixed media.
some
yeah.
form of entertainment in a live setting. So I'm going to miss doing as much streaming. That's not to say we're not doing any. As Andrew's just said, he's going to be doing a bunch. I'm sure there'll be loads more of us. I thought you didn't know anything about wrestling, Lucha Freddy. That's a swerve.
He's quoting a
Vince
meme.
Russo level
I
swerve.
don't-
What is
I
an
mean-
RKO?
I mean,
It's a Randall Keith Orton.
It's it's a Randall Keith Orton.
It is just his
literally
initials.
as his name.
Yeah, like, I'll give him the old Randall Keith Orton. Please don't.
Don't get me wrong. Andrew, what are you going to miss from the last year and a half of strangeness? Again, silver linings.
I don't know. I don't know. I've I mean,
Are you going to miss seeing other people's cats on a weekly basis?
no, I'm not.
What?
You know?
Yeah, I am. Of course, I am. Stop. No, it's not a tabernacle. What are you doing?
Wait, are we all showing things we...
No, I'm showing.
I mean, I have
My cat is screaming out in the hallway.
my Snorlax as well. Oh, he smells so nice because Michelle washed him.
So does this.
Michelle lost your candle.
She washed my Snorlax. Yeah, it was.
That sounds like such a weird euphemism.
Lost my candle.
No, washing your Snorlax.
Yeah. There we go. You can sit up here while I chat. No, I'm not going to miss anything. Because there's so many good things happening and coming that I have nothing I'm going to miss.
That's great. We are running out of time, so we can just move on.
Yeah, just move on. No, I have nothing that I'm going to miss. Because
not even agreeing with Michelle's thing of I'm going to miss being able to sleep past noon on the weekends.
Nah, because I don't do that anyway. I'm an early riser. Mish and Yoshi are the ones that like their sleep times.
All right.
So yeah.
Nadia, then, is there anything, if at all, silver linings wise over the last year and a half that you're going to miss when it comes to the Arcade Glasgow online community social sphere, which will still exist? Just
Sleeping past noon on the weekends.
She's gonna miss
I
Mish.
know I'm also going to really mess about online uni.
yeah. I mean, I'm still. We don't need to talk about that. Yeah, I think that is the unfortunate reality of our business is that we're not busy during the week, and then all of a sudden it's like, and now it's time to be active when everyone else is asleep.
It's just that Daniel Craig thing of, and now the weekend.
And ladies and gentlemen, the weekend. Awesome. There are things. Is there anything else other than that lovely jokey answer?
So, Axel Bonnet, in regards to our wrestling news show, after the end of the month, no, unfortunately, that will
You got this
be
week,
gone.
and you've got next week. But we will still be doing
watch-alongs.
In the Discord, and I might continue the Monday things. Unsure at present, but we definitely will still be doing watch-alongs for big events, including this Saturday. But I don't want to talk about that too much on the stream. But you can find all the details in the Discord. So. Yeah. So Nadia, you were saying?
Yeah, no, something about because I can say like things I can say that I really loved about the last, but I'm not going to miss them because they're still going to continue. Is building a community, getting to know people. Because the funniest thing about this, I say funny, it's not really. Me and Lewis have worked longer online than we ever worked in store.
You've worked 10 times as long online.
So the idea of what's the difference between what you worked in? I'm like we were there, like we finished our probation online technically, so it's still like more of a learning curve when we go into actual in-store things because we love doing the in-store stuff. Then we did the online stuff, so that's most of what we've known.
Well,
so we've made. Yes, Andy.
No, so I was going to say it's easier for me to train you two than it is to get Sam and Michelle out of their old habits. So
I didn't have any habits. All my habits are gone. By the
Sam
way.
was just incompetent at everything anyway. So
I've been worried about coming back because I was like, I don't know anything anymore. I can't remember anything.
Oh yeah, but we were
please
the same. We
do
all
it.
just I can't remember how to turn any of the consoles on. But
the power
I've really enjoyed getting to know the community and building this community that's more international and across different, like getting to know lots of different other streamers.
Totally.
And getting to know their communities.
Mm-hmm.
And learning new skills. Like, I didn't know anything about streaming or anything like that, or that I definitely needed a second monitor.
A bigger monitor for Siege, you mean? That's
Yeah, like a bigger monitor, big screen, big dreams. So there's a bunch of stuff that I have learned and adapted to and enjoyed over the last thing, but a lot of that isn't going away. It's just
we're building on it.
Parts of it are going to be in person now, which I'll enjoy, and parts of it are still going to stay online. So
Axel Bunnett, who I get the feeling has just jumped in. You came in just after we'd finished saying that Arcade 2 will be gone into...
Yeah, it's getting mostly right. So the reason that we're choosing to do this, just as a thing, is because we will not be able to give Arcade 2 as much. So while we've had all this, Arcade Glasgow, the main channel, this one, has been able to have a lot of attention from Andy, because he's been doing all that, all in-store stuff, that's great. We have been doing Arcade 2 because we also had free time and all that kind of stuff. But going forward, between working in the shop and our own things of life outside, like I'm going into my final year of uni, and Sam's also now going into another course as well. Like, we don't have enough time to put the effort in, and we don't want to, because we love you guys, you support us so much, and you give us subscriptions and bits and stuff like that, and we don't want to be having you subscribe to us and us not giving you content that's worth it for. Like, we would rather be, like, we want your support in a way that you're getting something out of it, even though a lot of you don't want something out of it. You're just showing your support because you're so lovely, and like, we adore you for that.
You're gonna miss Arcade 2 to an extreme amount. You can join us on the Patreon, because there will still be
videos and stuff, and you will
stuff from all of us.
They'll see us. We're kind of, I say Arcade 2 is going away. Arcade 2 is squeeging back into being reabsorbed back into
Andrew's
I was going to say the awkward thing of saying, we're going to be reabsorbed back into the daddy channel, but I hate that phrase and I regret ever saying we're going back there. So you will still see us. It's not like we're suddenly dead to you as in regards to Twitch streams. We're going to appear in other streams and the main channel and things like that. So don't worry if...
I'm really glad to finally get custody of the kids back.
The kids have decided that they want to move back home.
The ways are
they've seen the error of their ways.
We got offered pocket money, so we agreed.
Sam, do we have? I was going to say we have about 10 minutes. Do we have any questions from
There's some questions.
Yeah.
But we were going to go through we're going to go through everything you need to know about the shop reopening one last time, and then we'll answer questions, so that if we go through all these things and something comes up that you want us to clarify, you can ask a question in the Twitch chat, and we will then answer it at the end. So again, the biggest, most important, you should really pay attention to this part. Open Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every weekend starting this weekend, apart from Transmit Festival, from 12 till 8 p.m. If you would like to join us in store, you have to pay in advance through our booking system online. We suggest if you are coming to see us on a particular day, you try and get a lateral flow test in the morning. We're not making it any sort of, it's not compulsory in any way. We would just advise that you do, for your own benefit and all of our benefits, that you consider getting a lateral flow test for that. We will be complying as a business with the NHS Test and Trace, or I can never remember what it's called in Scotland.
Test and Protect.
Is it not?
No, you're not.
Test and Protect.
None of you. Test and Protect.
Okay. Test and Protect. Sorry, I was
Test and
whispering.
Trace is alliteration. It's better.
I was whispering. Sorry.
We will ask you to do that through the NHS website, or if it doesn't work for you, like I couldn't use the one in England because I don't have an address there, we will be noting it down ourselves, again, for everyone's safety. On that same thing, we will ask that you make sure you wear a mask at all times when you're in the store. This includes during private bookings, which you can still make online, but we would like to make sure that everyone wears a mask in store if they are required to. If you are mask exempt, we will understand, but we would advise, to make the entire process easier, you get a mask exemption card at this address. If you're watching us back later on YouTube or listening to the podcast, that address is disabilityequality.scot/face-.
And is also available on the blog post that outlines a lot of this stuff as well on our website as well.
We also acknowledge that children under 12 will not be required to wear a mask, but again, this is just for the benefit and safety of us as staff, you as our community, so that we can actually remain open for as long as possible.
Yeah.
We are a very small team. If, for whatever reason, one of us has to go out of commission, that could affect the entire business. So for our benefit, for your benefit, for Glasgow's benefit, I'm going to be that cocky about how important arcade is. Please, please, please wear a mask.
Yeah,
We
first
as
and
a
foremost,
business,
that was our biggest concern even before the lockdown came into effect, is
Safety.
we don't want to be the business that got people sick.
yeah,
We didn't want that to occur, which is why we've been taking so many precautions, even like putting off opening until we were perfectly sure. So this is because we don't want you guys to get sick. Also, we don't want to get sick either, just selfishly don't want to get sick. But these are all for good reasons.
and with that, we do retain the right as a business with private property to refuse entry to people who don't follow these rules that are available through the T's and C's when you are booking, and will be available on our website on blog posts that we have now said and outlined. So just so that everyone is entirely aware. Does anyone want to jump off from what I've finished on? Nadia, you're not here this week.
No,
Okay, that's
I
the
think-
Nadia section of this list.
I think
Nadia
that's irrelevant anyway. But
you won't be here on opening weekend, but you will see me next week.
so for anyone booking purely to see Nadia, don't book this weekend.
We're not telling you which day.
Speaking of bookings, again, no walk-ins, so you must book in advance. You can find that on our website.
I will say
Other than that,
I will say though, if Christopher Walken wants to come in, totally cool. Just
Well,
no
not as a
walk-
walk-in.
Anyone from AEW
but not
wants
as
to come
not
in.
as a walk-in. Yeah,
yeah, not as a walk-in, but as a walk-in.
Christopher Walken has to
What
book
did,
in
what did
advance
we
as well.
what did we
Yeah.
say about going on tangents?
Anyway, private
Anyway.
bookings are still available though. So if you do want to rent out the entirety of Arcade just for yourself and some friends, up to 15
Or just for yourself?
people.
I would highly understand.
Yeah, up to 15 people.
Up to 15
That is
people
including
total,
yourself.
including yourself.
Yes,
by the way.
Including yourself.
You can do that. We have that. Do it.
Do it. Go to the link.
So
Yeah,
good.
but we will also remind you that you can't any of the party food stuff and drinks that you would have had if you private booked with us before. We can't have this time around, unfortunately.
Yes.
Sad thing.
So
Oh.
Nor will we be serving any of our own.
Nor will we be serving. I would also like to remind, because I can't remember if we actually said this, but I'll just throw it in anyway. If you are bringing a child who's under 12 or any children under the 12 within the store, it needs to be accompanied by a paying adult as well. So you can, because we've not got a bit to hang out where the parents used to do, because I know that's what they used to do and that was totally fine, because we don't have that space and because basically we're limited in how many people can be in the store. If you're under the age of 12 or you are a parent of someone under the age of 12, your kid can't come in on their own. Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Probably first.
We talked
Also-
about everything's got to be done through bookings. Show up as close to your booking time as possible. We're not making exceptions with this. You either show up at your time or you lose some of the time that you've already paid for in advance. It pays to be places early, you know, quite literally in this case. We also can't let you hang about if you do miss your time and you say, well, I'll just get the next one. There isn't a cafe space anymore. We've been over that. There is no space for you to sit and hang out. We have our retail location, but that will just be for coming in and purchasing items that we have available on our web store. You cannot just hang out and talk to the staff. Again, hopefully this is a temporary measure, but we want to be as safe as possible.
Yeah,
With said retail space, you can see all of the things that we have available for sale are available on the Arcade Store website, the Arcade website store. That's arcadeglasgow.com/store. Someone count how many times I said each of those words in that 5-second span.
Quite a number.
Quite a number, I know. My brain's doing cartwheels. But you can get official merchandise from Arcade and from a variety of different gaming franchises. You can get a selection of interesting oddities, including our Kirby human bed. You can get refurbished modded consoles and games done by Andrew, yours truly Andrew, in his new little office space. And you can shop in-store, order online for click and collect, or to be delivered to your house if you don't live within the city of Glasgow. Which is all very exciting.
Yeah, the part where we're saying that as much as we would love to sit and chat to you guys. If you're coming in to use the store, we can't. Obviously, we need to just do sort of moving people on as quickly as possible. Also, that does kind of mean even if you're in for the arcade space, we ask that you don't, as much as we would love to stand and talk to you because that's what we've always done before, we can't really do that there as well because whoever's in the front is going to be busy and whoever's at the back is also going to be busy. So
pay attention to all of our social media for an explanation of how the shop is going to work. It's going to be slightly different. We've talked about what will and won't be there, what you need to do in advance, but the shop itself is going to be a little bit different in how it runs. I mean, we can still chat to you when you're playing games, but we will have other priorities, and it will just eat into your game time. Again, we're not really allowing you to do multiple sessions. You've got the time that you've got. So, we've already talked about the fact there are no arcade lates, there are no special events of any kind apart from private bookings. Just because, again, it's additional stuff that we can't afford to do right now with our time or anything else. Andrew, you want to talk about Patreon specifically? Well, this is your opportunity to talk about all the wonderful things we still have available online for the people that we've become fantastic friends with over the last year, and then also people who maybe aren't comfortable stepping back into the store just now, or at the very least want to hang out with us in other ways.
Sorry, I'm having internet problems right now.
It says here you've got internet connectivity problems.
Yeah.
Network connectivity problems.
Dropping out here.
You can still connect with our community online by joining us on Patreon. And we'll still be here on Twitch. Again, Arcade 2 will be being reabsorbed back in, so that'll be happening at the end of this month. I know I've said that like 3 times already, but just want to get it out there. So yeah, you can join us there. We'll be in the Discord still. Clubs will still be carrying on. Still be meeting up and talking just out of the blue. So if you do messes but don't want to come into the shop, you can catch us in our Discord. Patrons, for joining us. You are absolutely beautiful heroes. But you'll get a ton of bonuses as well. And those bonuses aren't just for the online space, but also for the retail space. You'll get a unique membership card, come in with discounts, and up to 2 hours of free time on the arcade space. In the arcade space, not on the arcade space.
You also get
on it. You will be on the
advance.
Yeah, we put you on it.
You get updates in advance curated by Michelle, so that if you're a patron, you get to know the comings and goings of Arcade before anyone else. In fact, the first people to have seen what Arcade looks like in store are patrons. So, go there for the inside scoop. You also get special video content like the Super Arcade DLC bonus show, which gets recorded right after this one on a weekly basis, where you get to see us play our favourite mini-games, as well as a weekly video every Sunday, which during lockdown has been a lot of gameplays by myself and the rest of the Arcade 2 team, but there will also be things going forward like Q&As, maybe vlogs, things like that, that will be exclusive connection from us to you, from you to me, from me to you.
Now we'll see each other in person, so sometimes it'll be just really stupid videos.
I'm going to challenge...
Freddy is a 3D printer making a hilt for an axe. Just
building an axe. Anything you want to add to that Patreon discourse, Andrew?
I think we're going to be doing separate stuff anyway, so I wanted to go more in depth on it and explain all the different changes for all the different tiers, but we'll do a separate video for that, so you guys can catch that on our YouTube channel, and possibly our other social media in the future anyway, so look out for that. I think that's it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sorry, we
didn't. Thing.
No, yeah, sorry, Sam, go.
I was going to say very last thing before we get out of here, the Q&A.
But I don't think we have time. That's 6 o'clock. We've actually hit the hour mark already. We had loads of other stuff to catch up with. But what have you got anything else there?
We've done everything apart from the Q&A, most of which are short form questions that'll be easy to answer. Smash tournaments. There will be no tournaments of any kind at the moment. Again, those are special events that we do not have the time to do at present, that we do not feel comfortable changing the shop around for at this moment in time. So there will be no tournaments of any kind for this short period, hopefully. But we do not know. That's all TBD. Will people be able to play age-rated games? We have not talked about this. I just realised when this question got asked. The way it used to work in store, you could not play age-restricted games during the day. because young children may come in and out of the store. They were reserved for arcade lates. We've not really addressed how that's going to go at the moment.
It'll be a
I
no.
would sense the answer.
It's a blank no. 15
No.
again is the limit, as it always was. So unfortunately, without any lates to be able to use the 18 rated games, they are off the table completely until we can do that. So
Sadly.
everything up to 15 rated, and that's it.
Sadly.
Right?
Will everything be covered in plastic so it can be easily hosed down?
Yes, including the staff. Yes, absolutely.
Including the staff. Yep, that's
I
what I
want to wear
expected.
gimps.
No,
Wait,
we've
no.
got Zorbs. I bought some Zorbs. We're good.
Oh, okay. I want to be in a hamster ball.
Sorry, you're in a hamster ball.
I think I'd rather be in a hamster ball.
Will food be available for takeaway from the cafe? No, there will be nothing available for the cafe. It is not currently open.
Well, there
I mean,
will
you can buy
still be snacks and
from
drinks.
us and then leave.
Yeah, there'll be snacks and drinks available to purchase from the retail area, but there's no consumption of food and drink on the premises
Yeah,
whatsoever.
we aren't going to. Yeah, and we're also not going to put hot water and noodles or whatever, that kind of thing.
That is not an option. Are arcade t-shirts going to be a thing? No, not for now. As much as Sam desperately wishes that they would be.
One day.
they're
Daybreak, don't worry,
nothing.
I've got you covered. Don't worry.
Those are some that have been asked through our Discord and Twitch, which again will still be active. You can still join Discord. There's some on Instagram. We'll fire through these very quickly. Is Sonic R banned?
Yeah, always, according to Michelle.
Especially if Michelle's in store. If it's anyone else, come and go.
We don't really care, but
Yeah.
Are we excited to be back? Give me a 3 words maximum answer, each of you.
Yes, I am.
I don't know. That's a play on
Happy game
the team name thing. Yeah, cool.
Hells yeah, mofos. That's my 3 words. Is Sam still fired? Evidently no.
I would have said going back, your 3-word answer would have been hey howdy hi. That would have been perfect. But you're fired because you didn't say that. So yeah.
Well, this will be the last time you'll see me involved in anything to do with arcade. Is there a bar?
No.
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 I mean,
Well,
round the corner there is,
Yeah, but we don't talk about that.
but not us.
We don't serve alcohol. We've never served alcohol. There is a bar, but you can't really stand there because there are video game consoles in the way. Because we want to make sure there's as much stuff to do as possible when you pay to spend time in the store. What is your favorite thing about the new layout? This is more specifically for Andrew because he spent more time in the shop.
I don't know. More consoles, probably. That was the only thing, really.
So many more consoles.
My favourite thing is that I can fit my hand underneath one of the TV screens to turn it off when everybody told me I couldn't.
Nadia
My
can fit her
favourite-
hand
I
in
did.
somewhere. Yeah.
Alright.
Cool.
My favorite thing is the new sit-down arcade cabinet, which we didn't have previously.
Which one? What?
The sit-down.
Oh,
Arcade
the one
machine.
in the middle of the room? Yeah.
Yeah.
The
My
table.
favorite thing is the pretty lights because I love them.
Is it going to be bookings only? Absolutely, 100%.
Yes.
If you didn't get that already, I'm so sorry. Are you still taking art donations for your walls? If you didn't get a chance to come to Arcade before, our lovely neon bathroom was covered in artwork that people supplied to us, which sounds very mean when I phrase it that way, but it was just the best way to show it off to as many people as possible. And we will still be accepting donations for that. We just need to find time to actually put them up on the wall.
I think actually the art question is in reference to our local artist wall that we used to have in the first sort of 6 to 9 months of Arcade being open. I guess it's pre-Sam, definitely pre-Nadia and pre-Lewis.
No, that wasn't pre-Sam, but the way that Michelle's answered the question on Instagram implies that it's just for the bathroom wall.
Yeah, no, I was just wanting to reference and say support your local artists where possible.
Yeah, do that.
People, totally.
Do that. We no longer have the space because we
No,
have board games
unfortunately not.
instead.
No.
I mean, our bathroom's still cool.
And that's all the questions for our Q&A. Arcade Glasgow will return this Friday at 12 p.m. I'll give you a little sneak preview. I'll be there.
It will look like this, but with less of our faces. And more video games.
yes.
And more of the
Masks.
bodies.
You won't have more of my body.
You'll actually get
You'll
to
less
see
of
our
me.
legs, which
see
is
my
the
lockdown
craziest
leg.
thing. I mean,
People on the Patreon have seen my legs.
You may even get to see my ankle.
oof!
Oh,
Well, that's the OnlyFans
Launching.
actually. That's that's
don't
that's
have
no that's
OnlyFans.
Patreon top tier. That's a super pass thing.
If someone's on OnlyFans,
only calves.
if someone's got an arcade OnlyFans, you're subscribing to the wrong people. Anyway, that's been the Super Arcade Show for the week as we're about to start back. We cannot wait to see a lot of you. Reminder, this show will still continue in the weeks and months ahead. Arcade 2, however, will be dissolving at the end of next week. So if you love us, don't leave us. Join us Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Andrew will be live on this channel throughout the week. You can catch all of those developments on the Arcade Patreon. On the Patreon, but I meant to say Discord. There's so many different places. If you go to Discord, there's the Arcade announcement section where you can see our weekly schedules, which will continue to be updated, I'm sure, as Andrew has so much going on in his little office.
Indeed you.
But yeah,
Guys, thank you for
it's
watching.
been wonderful getting to talk about this.
If you know anyone that's missed the show, let them know. Oh, Totana, just in at the end there. Totana from afar has sent us a small kazoo child. Thank you, Totana, so much. Stick around. I'm going to read you guys over to somebody else. And if you're listening in the future or watching in the future on YouTube or Spotify, then we will see you soon. Get over to the website arcadeglasgow.com/book online to get your place in arcade when we open this weekend. Everyone say bye. That's that. Bye.
See you soon.
Bye.
Play in person.
Say bye.